Listen up, Bills Mafia. We need to talk about what just went down in Carolina because Josh Allen just reminded the entire NFL why he's the most dangerous quarterback in football right now and why this Buffalo Bills team is absolutely built different this season. Allen went into Bank of America Stadium and put on an absolute clinic, a masterclass in quarterback dominance that should have every single team in the AFC on high alert because number 17 is playing at an MVP level, and there's simply no stopping this offense when he's in this kind of rhythm. The man completed 12 of 19 passes for 163 yards and a touchdown through the air. But here's where it gets absolutely electric. He rushed for 2 more touchdowns on just 3 carries, accounting for 3 total scores in a dominant 49 beatdown of the Panthers that wasn't even as close as the score suggests. This is the Josh Allen we've been waiting for, the dual threat weapon who can beat you with his arm, his legs, and his pure football IQ. And right now he's operating at a level that makes opposing defensive coordinators lose sleep at night. You want to talk about efficiency? Allen was on the field for 52 offensive snaps, which is 83% of the total plays. And he made every single one of them count in a game where the Bills absolutely imposed their will from start to finish. Sure, he took 2 sacks for a total of 20 yards in losses, but that's just noise in the grand scheme of what this offense accomplished on Sunday. The reality is that when Allen drops back to pass or tucks it and runs, defenses are playing a game they simply cannot win because he's too big, too strong, too accurate, and too intelligent to stop consistently. This is year 8 for Allen, and he's playing the best football of his career at exactly the right time, leading this Bills squad toward what feels like an inevitable deep playoff run, and potentially that elusive Super Bowl championship that Bills Mafia has been craving for decades. Let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture of Allen's season, because the numbers are absolutely jaw-dropping, and they tell the story of a quarterback who is firmly in the MVP conversation right now. Through the game so far, Allen is 134 for 197 for 1,387 yards with 12 touchdown passes against just 4 interceptions. And that touchdown to interception ratio is the kind of efficiency that wins championships in today's NFL. But wait, there's more, because on the ground Allen has gained 261 yards on 49 carries with 5 rushing touchdowns, making him one of the most prolific dual-threat quarterbacks in the entire league. When you combine his arm talent with his ability to pick up chunk yardage on the ground and punch it in from the goal line, you've got a player who is essentially unstoppable in the red zone and can extend drives with his legs when the pocket collapses. This is the evolution of Josh Allen that we've all been witnessing, from the raw talent with accuracy concerns to a refined, polished MVP caliber quarterback who makes all the throws and all the plays when his team needs him most. The Bills absolutely steamrolled Carolina with a 49 victory that showcased everything this team does well, from Allen's brilliance to the dominant defense to the special teams execution that has been a hallmark of this franchise under Sean McDermott. This wasn't just a win, it was a statement to the rest of the AFC that Buffalo is the team to beat right now, and that when they're firing on all cylinders like this, nobody in the conference can match their firepower. The offense is humming, the defense is suffocating opponents, and Allen is playing at an all-world level that makes you believe this is finally the year where everything comes together for Bills Mafia. The energy around this team is palpable, the confidence is sky high, and the momentum is building week after week as we march toward the playoffs and what could be a magical postseason run. Now let's shift gears and talk about the Wyoming Cowboys, who are making their mark in the NFL this week because there's some serious pride in seeing these former Pokies competing at the highest level, even if they're not all putting up the flashy numbers. Frank Crum, the second-year offensive tackle for the Denver Broncos, got some playing time during Denver's 44-24 victory over Dallas, appearing on the field for 4 offensive snaps and 7 special teams plays. This marked the 2nd consecutive game that Crum has been active after being inactive for 6 straight games earlier this season. And that's a positive sign that he's working his way back into the rotation and earning the coach's trust. For a young offensive lineman trying to carve out a role in this league, every snap is valuable experience, and Crum is getting opportunities to prove he belongs, which is all you can ask for in year 2 of an NFL career. Marcus Epps, the 7th-year safety now with the Philadelphia Eagles, came off the bench and recorded 2 solo tackles during Philly's 38-20 win over the New York Jets, seeing the field for 7 defensive plays and 14 special team snaps. Epps has been a reliable veteran presence for the Eagles this season, with 6 tackles across 7 games. And while his role isn't enormous, he's providing depth and experience to a secondary that's trying to navigate injuries and stay competitive in a tough NFC East. Veterans like Epps are invaluable for teams making playoff pushes because they bring professionalism, consistency, and the ability to step in when called upon without making mistakes that cost you games. Carl Granderson is having himself a season down in New Orleans, despite the Saints' struggles as a team. And his performance against Tampa Bay showed why he's been such a valuable piece for that defensive line. The 7th-year defensive end started the game and recorded an assisted tackle while playing 35 defensive snaps and 5 special team snaps in a 23-3 loss to the Buccaneers. But here's what's really impressive about Granderson's season. He's got 30 tackles, including 24 solo stops, 4 1-2 sacks, and 2 pass breakups through the game so far, which is outstanding production for a defensive end who consistently shows up and makes plays for a Saints defense that's been one of the few bright spots during a difficult year. Granderson is the kind of player who might not get national headlines, but is absolutely respected by his teammates and coaches for his work ethic and production, week in and week out. Chad Muma, the 4th-year linebacker with the Indianapolis Colts, was not active for Indy's 38-14 victory over Tennessee, and he's tallied just 5 tackles this season, with 3 solo stops. For Muma, it's been a challenging season in terms of playing time, but the reality of the NFL is that roster spots are competitive, and sometimes talented players find themselves in situations where the depth chart doesn't favor them. The hope for Muma is that he continues to work hard in practice, stays ready for his opportunities, and finds a way to contribute down the stretch as the Colts push for a playoff spot in a wide-open AFC South. Trayton Welch, the 2nd-year tight end, is currently on the New Orleans Saints practice squad, but he did get to play in his first career regular season game back on September 21st, appearing for 4 offensive snaps and 8 special teams plays without recording any statistics. For a young tight end trying to break into the league, getting that first game experience is huge because it shows the coaching staff has confidence in you and sees potential for future contributions. Practice squad players are grinding every single day to earn their shot at the active roster, and Welch is doing exactly that with the Saints organization. Logan Wilson is a name that Bills fans should be very familiar with because he's been a thorn in Buffalo's side over the years as a key piece of the Cincinnati Bengals defense. And this season he's continued to be productive even as his role has evolved. The 6th-year linebacker came off the bench for the first time this season during Cincinnati's 39-38 loss to the Jets and recorded 5 tackles, including 2 solo stops, while playing 20 defensive snaps and 23 special team snaps. Wilson's season numbers are impressive, with 46 tackles, 4 pass breakups, and a fumble recovery. And he remains one of the better coverage linebackers in the AFC who can match up with tight ends and running backs in space. The Bengals defense has struggled this year, but Wilson is doing his part to keep them competitive in a tough conference. Andrew Wingard, the 7th-year strong safety for the Jacksonville Jaguars, is on a bye week this week, so he wasn't in action. But his season stats are solid with 39 tackles, including 22 solo stops, 2 pass breakups, a fumble recovery, and an interception. Wingard has carved out a nice role for himself in Jacksonville's secondary, and he's providing veteran leadership and consistent play for a Jaguars team that's trying to turn things around after some early season struggles. The bye week comes at a good time for Jacksonville to rest up, make adjustments, and prepare for a strong finish to the season. But let's bring this back to where it matters most for Bills Mafia, and that's Josh Allen and this absolutely loaded Buffalo team that's rolling through opponents and looking more and more like the legitimate Super Bowl contender we all believed they could be coming into this season. The 49 dismantling of Carolina wasn't just a win, it was a blueprint for how this offense can attack any defense in the league by combining Allen's passing ability with his rushing threat and the weapons around him like Stephon Diggs, Dawson Knox, and the running backs who are all contributing to this balanced, explosive attack. When the Bills are playing complementary football like this, with the offense scoring at will and the defense shutting down opponents, there's simply no team in the AFC that matches up well against them in a playoff setting. The Chiefs are always dangerous with Patrick Mahomes, the Ravens have Lamar Jackson and a physical running game, and the Dolphins can score in bunches. But none of those teams have the complete package that Buffalo is showing right now with Allen playing at this MVP level and the defense flying around making plays. The path to the Super Bowl runs through Buffalo this year, and Josh Allen is driving that bus with confidence, precision, and the kind of clutch performances that define legendary quarterbacks. This is the year where everything aligns for Bills Mafia, where the heartbreak of previous playoff losses becomes fuel for a championship run, where Allen cements his legacy as one of the all-time great Bills quarterbacks, and where we finally get to celebrate that Lombardi Trophy parade through the streets of Buffalo. The energy is building, the belief is real, and every single week Allen and this offense are proving they can beat you in multiple ways, and that when the lights are brightest and the stakes are highest, number 17 is going to deliver. The 163 yards passing and 2 rushing touchdowns against Carolina are just the latest chapter in what's becoming an MVP season for Allen. And if he keeps playing at this level while staying healthy, there's no defense in football that's going to slow down this Bills offense when it matters most in January and February. The supporting cast around Allen deserves credit too, because while he's the engine that makes everything go, this is a team effort with contributions coming from every position group and every phase of the game. The offensive line is giving Allen time to operate and creating running lanes. The receivers are getting open and making contested catches. The running backs are pounding the rock and keeping defenses honest. And the entire offensive system is clicking at the perfect time of year as we head into the final stretch of the regular season and the playoff push. Defensively, the Bills are flying around making tackles, creating pressure on opposing quarterbacks, and forcing turnovers that flip field position and give the offense short fields to work with. This is a complete football team that's built to win in December and January, when the weather gets nasty in Buffalo and the games become physical battles of will. Bills Mafia needs to appreciate what we're witnessing right now, because franchise quarterbacks who play at Josh Allen's level don't grow on trees. And the window to win championships is always narrower than you think. Allen is in his prime. The roster is stacked with talent on both sides of the ball. The coaching staff has this team prepared and motivated every single week. And the culture in that locker room is championship caliber. This is our time, this is our year, and every game from here on out is an opportunity for Allen and the Bills to prove they're the best team in football, and that nothing is gonna stop them from achieving their ultimate goal of hoisting that Lombardi Trophy. The 49 win over Carolina was dominant, it was convincing, and it was exactly the kind of performance that championship teams deliver when they go on the road and take care of business against inferior opponents. No letdowns, no close calls, just pure domination from start to finish, with Allen orchestrating everything beautifully, and the defense suffocating any hope the Panthers had of staying competitive. So here's the bottom line for everyone in Bills Mafia. Buckle up, because this ride is getting exciting, and Josh Allen is taking us on a journey that could end with the ultimate prize. The 3-touchdown performance against Carolina is proof that he's locked in, he's healthy, and he's playing with the kind of confidence and swagger that you need from your quarterback to win it all. The rest of the AFC should be worried, because Buffalo is coming, and when Allen is playing like this, accounting for 3 touchdowns and making it look easy, there's no defense that can consistently stop this offense over 4 quarters. The MVP chants are getting louder, the playoff seeding is coming into focus, and the path to the Super Bowl is right there in front of us if we just keep winning and executing at this high level week after week. This is Bills football at its finest, this is Josh Allen at his best, and this is exactly what we've been waiting for as a fan base that's endured so much heartbreak but never lost faith in this team and this quarterback. The time is now, the moment is here, and Bills Mafia is ready to storm into the playoffs and finish what we started. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the latest Bills news and analysis as we march toward the playoffs. Hit that like button if you're fired up about Josh Allen's MVP caliber season and this team's championship potential. Now here's my question for you, Bills Mafia. What impresses you more about Josh Allen this season? His 12 passing touchdowns with only 4 interceptions, or his 5 rushing touchdowns showing his dual threat ability? Drop your answer in the comments. Option 1 for the passing efficiency, or option 2 for the rushing threat?